Oliver Queen already had a following from Smallville. How did you feel taking over the role in this Arrow series?
I never really thought about taking it over. I don't think that. I don't think Christian Bale cared what Michael Keaton did, or George Clooney, or Val Kilmer, or Adam West. It's a natural connection for fans to make, but it's not something that I've ever considered. I never saw Smallville, so I have nothing to draw from. It would have been a different experience if I had grown up, watching Smallville and seeing Justin's portrayal. But he did a great job. I'm trying to do a good job, and that's it. You just leave it at that.
But this is aimed at a slightly older audience, really, than Smallville.
I don't think so. I think it's just a different tone. We're not aimed at a particular audience. We're just we're just trying to do the best job that we can, and everything is going to seem like it's everything is a reaction to everything else. And Smallville was a little brighter and a little campier, and Arrow is not those things because Smallville was. It's simply that because that seems to be, on the DC side at least, what has been working. That was what worked for our inspiration, which a lot was Nolan's version of Batman, and the Matt Damon Bourne series, and that sort of practical, realistic approach to action. And
speaking of the action, I mean, it's pretty intense, and you do a lot of very physical work. How much sort of training did you have to do?
I did a lot. I had about 6 weeks before we shot the pilot. And so that we did basic fight training, which was almost like wax on, wax off stuff. And then I did a lot of parkour, free running, did some dietary changes, learned a lot how to properly fight on screen, because it's not the same as fighting the real world. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit more fluid. And more controlled. Lots, and the archery training as well.
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. But I noticed in some episodes you're working on the wooden dummy.
Yeah.
Have you actually done martial arts training, or was it you just something you picked up for this series?
No, that's something that I picked up for the series, and that was James Bamford is a wonderful martial artist. He's our fight choreographer, and he would say, okay, we're going to try this, and it's this move right here. It's basically a 12-part move, and you learn it piece by piece by piece by piece. You do it. You patch them together. You do them a little bit quicker, a little bit quicker, a little bit quicker, and then you let it rest for a minute. And then when it comes time to shoot the show, you hopefully are doing the move nice and quick.
You never thought about taking up any martial arts?
I would. I'm doing my best right now to find any extra hours in the day. I mean, between the shooting schedule, trying to have some semblance of a social life, the promotion for the show, and the very fundamental training that I have to do just to stay in shape while we're shooting. I don't know if I have the time to pick up a brand new discipline.
Right. Archery's become quite popular in a lot of series now. I mean, Revolution, which is also here today, they feature a lot of archery. Hunger Games, and then there's Hawkeye in the Marvel series. Why do you think archery's become so popular?
I don't know. I don't know why it's having its cultural moment. I know that I assume that it's just a happy accident, because when Greg Berlanti at Warner Brothers decided, that Green Arrow was the guy that was going to get the television treatment, I don't think that they did so because archery was having its 15 minutes of fame in the early part of the 21st century. I think it had more to do with the ability to tell a 5-year origin story, and that was very appetizing from a standpoint of creating a long-running television show. But I'm glad that it is. Archery's interesting. I mean, you can have a 5-year-old can pick up a bow and arrow and can learn, and I wouldn't want a 5-year-old to pick up a gun. So it's
which happens quite a lot in America.
I'm Canadian. I have
Okay, you're excused. Then the superhero genres, there's two types of superheroes. There's the ones that actually have superpowers.
Yep.
And then you get the rich guys with lots of toys. Which, why do you think they just have these split? The superheroes always seem to be either one or the other.
Well, you either have superpowers or you don't. You know, you know, it just so happens that if you don't have superpowers, you need something, and it usually starts with money. You know, you need the ability to pursue this vocation, and you can't do that if you're like a working father of 5. I don't think. So I don't know, but you know, the producers have always said that I don't have a traditional superpower, but that if I were to name one, it would be that the being on the island for 5 years took away my fear. So
you'd say you increased survival instinct. And
exactly, yeah.
Because Arrow almost appears like Batman with a bow.
Yeah, I mean, Arrow's been around a long time. It's been around since the 1941. And I mean, there are similarities. I feel like I'm a better shot with a bow and arrow than Batman, and that you know, I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty, and I have a different moral code than Batman. So you know, there are a lot of surface similarities, but like anything, when you dig a little bit deeper, you find some distinct differences.
There's also Arrow reveals himself to a lot more people than Batman ever did.
Yeah, and you know, in the first series, it seemed like I was revealing myself to a person a week, and you know, it only happened once when it wasn't on purpose, and that was to Tommy, and that was just these were very dire circumstances. But now at the end of series 1, there are only 2 people that are alive that you know, that know who I am, that we know of, and I have it back under control. So hopefully I won't reveal myself to too many more people.